Reboot players, take notes. Keep these things in mind when planning on how to use your event coins. Number 1, you can cap coins on multiple characters. While this may be tedious, you can transfer some of these items via storage. With that in mind, try not to use your main's currency on anything that might be untradeable or might not serve you any use. Number 2, if you can use Meso to buy items in the game regularly, they should take lower priority when it comes to event shops. So think of this as like droplets, item bags, etc. The coin shop lasts longer than the event. You do not need to decide on what items to spend your coins on now. You can always reassess towards the latter half of the event or just before you have to spend your currency. I know some endgame players are probably going to be saving their symbol coupons for the Odium symbol as an example, so they don't have to use their coins right now. You may be at a different progression point within the game in the next couple months, so this is why this is important, because stuff that you might have needed now, you might not need 2 months later down the line. Number 4, if the item takes majority of the event to save up your currency to buy, whether it be Meso or event coins, you probably don't need it. I'm speaking specifically to the legendary circulator, the 17 Star Force scroll, the legendary event ring coupon. It is not worth anything. Number 5, every Sunday is 2x coins. If you wish to get coins on an alt but you're not feeling the daily coin cap, just save your Sundays for them. You can do it on a few characters here and there. This event goes on till the first week of February, so you have ample time to get what you need. And number 6, just some general advice. Always ask for a second opinion. There is no one way to play the game, so if you're not sure if one item will benefit you over the other, just ask different players. Keep in mind that every player is at their own respective stage in progression. One person's advice might not be applicable to all. Now, go into the shops, but I won't be covering the specific reasons as to why to acquire or not to acquire certain items. You're welcome to comment below. If you have any questions, you can also hit me up on stream or on Discord. Now, depending on the server you play on, shops may appear differently. I'll be speaking from the reboot perspective. Now, first things first, the Meso Shop. The reason why I'm going through this one is because it's really quick. Fairy Heart is probably the only item that you're probably going to consider. If you've decided on a new main, or you've hyperburned a character recently, or you're enjoying your Cygnus Knight that you just created, the Fairy Heart is probably going to be the most applicable way to spend your Meso. Again, you have till February to decide whether or not you want to spend the 2 bill. Just don't be in a rush to spend all your Meso. If you don't have it right now, we know that there's upcoming events like Shining Star Force at this point that this video is recorded. We don't know if there's going to be a DMT, but down the line, don't be in a rush to spend your Meso if you feel that you can't feasibly afford it right now. Now the thing is, with the Fairy Heart, the only way to use the Fairy Heart is with an accompanying android. The only way to get androids are by visiting the decoration tab this event and either buying the DJ Selena Roid or the Mr. Ignition Roid. These will cost 1,500 coins and the coupons are untradeable. So make sure that the character that you buy the heart on, you're also going to be acquiring some Ignition coins on. Now, that's honestly it for the Meso Shop. Everything else is optional, primarily cosmetic. These flames, while they might be cheaper in reg server, nobody really spends Meso on these. These are pretty hefty costs just to buy the flames when you can use your event currency or just get them from boss drops. The second shop I want to go through is the Flare Coin Shop. The Flare Coin Shop, to get currency, you want to collect your weekly. You collect Flare coins from completing your weekly missions. Completing your weekly missions will result in you getting this currency, and you can use it to buy. Our shop's a little bit limited, but you can use it to buy droplets, flames, the black circulator. Honestly, again, this is progression based. This is all opinionated from where you're playing, where you're standing. If you're somebody who's doing your weekly lucids and wills, You might be more heavily invested in the droplets because you might not get a lot of them during your grinding sessions, or you might not have a lot of time to train. The flames, I would highly rate the rainbow flames as well as the black flames for your other use case for these flare coins. Red flames you can prioritize last, just because you can buy these regularly from the NPC or the general store. The black circulators, I'd completely ignore these, unless you're somebody who has a bunch of characters with perfect inner abilities, and all you have to do is just re-roll their values. The black circulators can, for more or less, be ignored from the event, unless you're like really endgame. The final shop I want to talk to you about is the Ignition Shop. The Ignition Coin Shop, you can get 300 coins per day from completing your daily tasks. Specifically, your daily missions. It can be completing your symbol dailies, using runes, participating in the event in some capacity, entering portals, etc. These are the different ways that you can earn your ignition coins. You can only earn 300 coins per day, but you can also acquire. Apologies, I didn't go through this. You can also acquire monthly currency from, again, completing daily missions, weekly missions, participating in event content, defeating mobs near your level. These are the various ways that you can earn additional coins throughout the event. Now I'm going to go through the shops real quick. We're going to start off at the decoration tab because this one isn't as important. As I mentioned before, the androids are probably the only thing that might be of value. Everything else is purely cosmetic. You don't need to worry about whether or not you need this chair or the mounts. You'd probably prioritize these at the end of the event if you have any remaining coins that you haven't found a use case for. Everything in here is untradeable for the most part, aside from the chairs. So any character that you plan on capping coins on, or that you want these cosmetics on, you're probably going to want to cap coins on them. Next tab, the enhanced tab, completely opposite. Majority of these items in here are transferable. What you should probably keep your eye on or prioritize if you are looking at this tab is you want to cap coins on your alts, because again, some of these items are transferable. As mentioned, you'll probably prioritize the following things. You'll probably prioritize flames, droplets. If you're a new or a returning player and you're working on a new character, the epots seem pretty reasonable buys. And if you're really down bad for some meso, you can also consider the meso pouches. Yeah, otherwise, these things down here, don't buy them. They're not worth it. This takes over 3.5 weeks to get coins for, and you can cap coins on an alt, but I'm telling you, it's not worth it because you'll probably get the meso to star up your item to this in less time. And the final tab I want to go through real quick is the growth tab. The growth tab, a lot of this stuff is untradeable, so you're going to be wanting to do this on the characters that you plan on progressing. The things that you're probably going to prioritize really early on are the nodestones. We're at a real lack of nodestone acquisition or supply in the game, especially with the removal of totems recently, so heavily prioritize these. Symbols selector or symbol coupons are also pretty nice to use. This will help you get past time gates, whether or not you're trying to train in later maps or you're trying to access some boss content in the Arcane River. These should be highly prioritized. Nodestones and symbols. The things that are optional that you can consider, you can get your daily 2x EXP coupons. I'm personally going to be going for the Mysterious Monster Blooms, just because it helps with a little bit of monster collection, and you don't really have that much. They're not worth it, I'll be honest. They just give me exploration boxes, but I'll just get them. Don't worry about it. The other things that you can also consider, if you don't really want to spend money on buying hyper teleport rocks or pendant slot coupons, you can also consider these. The pendant slot coupons reset on a weekly basis, while the hyper teleport rocks reset on a daily basis. Trade boost potion is also a good buy. They've recently changed it in the patch where You no longer need rose clippings. You just need to acquire a level 30 charm, and then the pocket slot gets unlocked. Otherwise, if your characters rely on things like buff duration, you can use this to go towards your empathy. You can get some ambition for some additional IED, etc., etc. Trade boost potion is never a bad buy, especially if your characters are relatively fresh out the gate. The selective H slot coupon, another consideration. I wouldn't weigh it too heavily just because you can buy the coupons with Meso, but if you don't want to use your Meso on it, there's no harm in buying these coupons. And the last thing that I'll mention is the Infinite Revitalizer. If you're working towards leveling up your professions, whether you're trying to get to level 10, like level 10 smithing to craft some shields, or you're working towards some Meister, this can definitely help you along the way. Now, you might be saying, what about the Circs? Circs are garbage. Black Circs can be considered later on, but I think it's a waste of your event currency. The Medal of Honor is something that I actually forgot to mention. These can actually be acquired on different characters, so you can get up to 150k per character. These are good because they're really hard to farm. You can only realistically get these from bossing and training, but you have to train a long time just to get a little bit. So also consider the Special Medal of Honor, especially knowing that we do get a lot of honor roll events or honor EXP events where the cost is reduced. But with that being said, that is all I have to share for the Ignition Coin Shop. Again, I tried to do this a little bit earlier this time. For Destiny, I kind of did it like as a last minute, here's what you should spend your coins on, but majority of people already spent their coins. For that, I do apologize. Some of the content hasn't changed from last video to this one, but I do appreciate you guys checking it out. If you guys like what you saw, feel free to like, thumbs up, comment, mark the bell if you want to receive more notifications.